Hello everybody, on today's guide we'll be talking about Shaman for season 3 of Dragonflight. We made the residual one already, so we're gonna be talking about Shaman now. Shaman is my main and is my favorite healer in the whole expansion. I kinda like the design. So today we're gonna be talking about it. The next guide is probably gonna be Missure, but for now it's gonna be Shaman, okay? So let's start and make it quick and good. Best ratios for Shaman, okay? Uh, this is a question that I get a lot on stream, and I don't know. It's actually depending on the meta. Okay, so if the meta is a lot of sub rogues, like classes that stands you a lot, like all rogue, sub rogue, orc is the best. Like no doubt about it, is the best. But for example, if the meta is a lot of asa rogues, aka bleeds, ferals, um, shadow priest, DKs, comps where you can get value from your dwarf racial, then dark iron dwarf or normal dwarf are the best. Which one better? To be honest, it doesn't really matter much. If you get trained, it's better to play normal dwarf. Okay, because you can be press racial and you will take 10% less damage during the racial period. For like, I don't know if it's 6 seconds or whatever. But overall, probably dark iron dwarf is better because you get main stat every time you press the racial. So yeah, it will depend on the meta. It will depend on the meta. I can tell you whenever the season goes, whenever we play the season for like a few weeks, I will tell you what's the meta. Then I will know the best racial. But it's between orc and both dwarves, dark iron and normal dwarf. Get talents. I know we made a lot of talents for the other seasons, but for this one, I think with these three and fun PB, Sabrox and mana is gonna be enough. Okay. Mana. I actually played a lot last season, just around one, and especially in threes and shuffle not, but it's because you kinda need it in threes. And now with the mana nerfs for Shaman they did, with the resurgence nerf, mana, they nerfed a bit mana tide, then I believe they nerf mana spring too. So you will probably have to play mana tide more often. Then yeah, you'll probably need to play more often. So this is basically the build. Use for long games. What you're gonna need mana. You face some games like where you don't. I will put them on the. I will put all the talents on the description like always. You play into a matchup where you don't need mana. Like the game is gonna end before you So let's say a 3-4 minute game at max. Let's say you face a Fissuber with an augmentation like last season. That games are not gonna go mana. Not many. Some they do, but yeah. It depends on the matchup. But yeah. Anyway, this is a matchup, for example, that is gonna be a short game, like 3-4 minutes at max. Instead of playing Manata, I just play one more here and one more here, and here is just the same. Here you just swap, for example, let's say you face a Warlock and you want need mana, so you can just play like this. Let's say in that matchup you're not gonna hex, then you can go like this. Let's say you're not facing a Warlock, okay, and you're facing a heavy melee cliff, like with the physical damage, aka a warrior. Like you're facing a warrior into warrior. Let's say you're facing a warrior and you cannot like get hexes, okay? Or you're too scared of getting hexes. Then you replace hex for Stone Skin. Stone Skin Totem reduce all physical damage by 10%, which is insane. So, or into a Mem Hunter, like really heavy physical classes. Windwalker, Warrior, a Mem Hunter is all physical. All their abilities is basically physical. It's not like Demon Hunter that has nothing physical. It's like or Chaos or DK, same. Same for Red that is not physical. It's like some weird with light. Magic or whatever. So yeah, it will just depend. Yeah. And then the next one I played I call it Sabrox. Into Sabrox, okay? Into Sabrox I have a special build. This basically playing with Earth Elemental, which gives you 15% more HP, and at the same time you have Earth up on the enemy. The rock cannot blind sub you or blind kill the sub you. You won't drop combat, so that's one of the main reasons. As well, it makes you tanky. So for example, you have to trinket, then you can just press RDL, so you are kind of tankier for the next, you're gonna be tankier for the next minute because you're gonna have 15% more HP. I play 60% wall on it. 60% wall is insane. obviously you play mana talents or the PB talents, okay? And there is some that you're gonna have to play like a big wall, like 60% wall. Uh, and some matchups that not, but I really recommend playing this one than this one because a lot of cooldowns, for example, red, for example, Demon Hunter now, for example, you know, into like these heavy burst classes. To be honest, everyone does big pump right now. Like 60% wall makes you like kinda, it's like a small bubble even if you're low HP. You're so hard to kill with 60% wall, you know? And yeah, into Sabrok, because normally Sabrok plays with a mage, RMP, or they play with something like with a Boomy, something that does big damage on the stun. So I play big wall, so when I leave the stun, I'm gonna be fine. Here I play HP. I actually play Lava Burst because into Sabros you're in a rush. So you need to go in and win fast, otherwise you're gonna lose. So I try to help my teammates to do damage. And here, I mean, you can just, it depends what you prefer. Here I just play this one so I can get 4 healing streams rolling. Because it resets the both two torrents you press. So you can healing stream, and you reset the other two, you know? So you get 4 healing streams. So this is why I actually, sometimes it doesn't work because it's bugged. Sometimes it doesn't reset too, but no, it should work. Okay. And this is what I do into RMP. Like I literally summon 2 healing streams, I reset, I press RDL, and then I press Totemic Recall to get another 2 healing streams. So either do an opener or can the mortal for like 10 seconds, you know? Or like it's gonna be so hard for them to kill and go through all the healing stream healing. Even though this patch actually they got buff as well, 20% healing stream, you know? So yeah, and that's basically the talents. I will post them on the description. Best stats for Shaman is gonna be same as last season. It's gonna be full Versa mastery, literally full mastery and full Versa. There is gonna be a point. I mean, with the 4 set, we're gonna be talking at the end. We're gonna have haste, so it's kind of nice. So we're gonna have like 32% Versa, a lot of mastery. I don't know how much mastery we're gonna be able to get with full gear. I haven't checked on PTR. Probably like 125 or 130. That without counting the embellishments. I'm just talking without counting embellishments, okay? The master embellishment. So like around 130%, which is a lot of mastery. And then rest you wanna play haste. How much? I'm not sure. I recommend you guys to don't play a single crit item. Apart from one of the tier set ones that you have to pick. Like 0 crit on anything. Play badge, play full Versa mastery, and maybe pick the haste Versa shield from the wall PvP gear. I think we have it this season too, which is kind of nice to have shield. I mean haste. And that's basically it. You will have, I think I recommend you to have like actually 10% haste this season. I think 10% is good. And then rest full Versa mastery. Okay, healing rotation in PvP. What healing spells to use when low HP, okay? Healing rotation in PvP. Okay, so Shaman is just is situational, okay? You need to have air seal up all the time, no matter what. Why? Because air seal reduce damage taken 6% with this talent, okay? 6% is damage taken all the time. But the guy that has air seal up takes 20% more healing. So not having air seal up is big. It's like if there is 20% damp on the guy. You need to have 20 air seal up no matter what. Because apart that the guy takes 6% less damage, you do 20% more healing, and as well the air seal is healing a lot. Like I can maybe show you some games from 2v2 today. And for example, this one, look at my air seal healing, is literally my top 3 heal. Sometimes top 4, maybe a bit less sometimes, it depends. Like, air seal is your main priority. You don't have air seal on the guy, even if the guy is low, you will have to air seal him. Like, you will have to. Unless he's about to die, then you press link, you press other stuff. Like, let's say the guy is 20% and you leave CC. It will just depend on the enemy cities and how much damage they have left. But let's say they have a lot of damage and you don't have link and you don't have, yeah. So either he doesn't have link, then you can use guidance NS or guidance standards or I don't know. You don't want to earn your teammate at 20% unless you have nothing else to press. You want to unleash. I mean, not unleash. I mean, I press link, sorry. You want to unleash. Because unleash got buff 40% into Riptide. And then when he gets more HP, you give him the air shield, you know? Obviously, the guy is 40% HP. You should give him the air shield. And then you just do heals into it. That's why having 10% haste is going to be nice. like more 20 at the 10 to 12% haste is gonna be the key because these globals is where someone struggles. Someone struggles on your GCDs. Your GCDs are way too long because you play no haste. But once you get the globals off, it's gonna be insane. Because you're gonna get so many stats already because of the new gear that with 120, even 20, I mean between 25 and 20, even though I said 30 earlier, I think to 120 to 25 is already enough mastery. Like you don't need more. It's overkill. It starts the iron already, you know. So I think having 10 to 12% haste is good. So yeah, whenever they're low, I mean you need to check by yourself. You know what I mean? So just press air shield. If he's not about to die, if he's about to die, you can press a button, like healing wave, whatever. I mean, NS, link, standards. But the major key about this is like the main the main burst heal of Shaman, apart from having air shell and Riptide up, because with Riptide, um, for example, the loose as well, you have Riptide up and you need to cast or you need to NS the healing wave or healing surge will heal 20% more if you have Riptide up because of the lush. So that's kind of important too. So what you want to do is like have Airshell up, Riptide up, and then to do a big heal, you can just literally Primordial Wave, so you get this buff. So your next healing wave is gonna be 40% bigger. Then you unleash, and then you NS. You can combine the NS before with guidance, so it does even more, but it really depends, you know. And that's basically it. And meanwhile, you do all of this, try to like have some healing streams up. Obviously, Erden, you kind of want to reset the totem recall. You always want to reset, use it for Erden. Like 99% of the times, you can stack them, by the way. It will literally depend on everything. And everything you do. And it will depend on the teammates, because sometimes it's good to reset grounding or tremor, even capstan or root. It depends. Normally, 99% of the times, Erden. And try to actually hide your totems. Like, now healing stream is gonna heal a lot, so you should move them behind pillars and corners like your totems. So healing stream has like 46 yards range. I think it is 46 because of this talent. What is it? This one. Okay. So don't be scared of putting too far. Same with mana tide. Look how far a mana tide I can put it. I get this buff. Okay. Look how far I can put it. Like it's so far. You see? Here. You can put it so far as well. Is to cover it. You need to cover it. Same with healing tide. You need to cover your totems. You need to cover them properly. Otherwise, it's just it's gonna kill it. Especially now, healing stream, you should like put them behind pillars. The health behind pillars as well. You put them behind pillars, moving the camera like this. You know, because every totem spawns on, for example, grounding spawns up down left. Tremor spawns up left. Your water totem spawns down right. And yeah, so you move the camera. You can play with that. You know, you can like if water spawns here, you just move the camera like this and put it behind the pillar like that. Exactly. You know, this one not many people do, but I actually abuse it so much. Same with grounding, so people don't kill it or tremors and stuff. Okay. And the rotation is basically that healing stream up every time you need healing. Air Shell and Riptide up on the target, so you do more healing from Air Shell, and Riptide, if you have to cast, it will do 20% more heal. Unleash Life to like do a big Riptide, or to do a big healing wave, healing surge, or like big NS with Primordial Wave combined, and the burst combo is basically your Primordial Wave with Riptide up and Air Shell up. You press Unleash Life, Guidance, NS with healing wave, and then you literally lay off the guy every minute. Okay, macros on Shaman. I mean, I literally use macros for cursor. So for example, this one's like I use one with ping with my Erden, which is this one you guys see. So when I put the cursor, the ping goes and the Erden goes. Sometimes there is a player in between, it will go to him the ping, but the Erden will stay there no matter what. And I use wind shear, poof focus, and all this shit. I use wind shear arena 2, arena 3, Hex Arena 1, 2, 3, if I can find them. I don't know where they are. Arena 2, Arena 1, Arena 3, Focus Hex 2. That's basically it. I don't use many macros. I don't think I'm missing any macro for you guys. Not really. I don't think so. No, I mean no, I'm missing one. Yeah, you should make two macros with your NS, by the way. One with the healing surge and one with healing wave. 99% of, I mean 90% of the times you want to do it with healing wave, but sometimes the guy is too low and you cannot combine a primordial wave, and the guy is too low, but and you actually have tidal waves up. It's actually not bad to do it with swords because you have a bigger chance of critting. Like I think it's 30% chance to crit. You know, you see, critical chance of your healing source is 30% increase. So you don't do it much, but sometimes you kinda do it because your healing wave is not gonna heal much. So you're praying for the crit of your tidal waves. You know. Okay. Tips to survive when you're getting turned hearts up. On Shaman, it's literally all about not panicking. And I know it's hard because you get trained a lot on Shaman. So if you know you're gonna get trained and you don't need grounding, you can literally play static field and burrow instead of grounding. You can literally play like this, you move people around like this, then you do this, get away, you have double air, then you can knock, you can root and run away from the pillar, all this stuff. I'm gonna give you a tip. Let me try to find a pillar that you need to abuse. In choose works the most because it's 1v1, you versus the melee. So for example, let me do it on this pillar. Let's say this is the pillar of the arena, okay? And you're getting chased by a warrior, okay? You're dragging the warrior here, you wanna drag it here behind with you. So you can literally bait him to root him behind the pillar, okay? That's the normal stuff everyone do in choose. You can do it in threes too. Or you can do something that not many people abuse on Summon. So for example, wanna run behind the pillar with him, meanwhile you're healing, yeah? And whenever you're about, so for example, this works a lot into DKs and waters. So whenever a water or a DK gets knocked away from you, they want to grip you or charge you from the water. But if you knock him when you're in the corner, about to like go line of sight, like this, boom, and then you line, then you knock them away and they cannot grip you back or root you. I mean, or charge you. So the guy is kind of stuck, you know? And then they will have to, the water will have to leap, or the DK will just have to like, yeah, he needs to come back, you know? So this positioning on the pillar, like Shaman is the pillar. If you don't have pillar on Shaman, you're gonna struggle a lot. Also because you can lasso easier, so people don't stop you. Tips to survive. It is really good to use Erden, Totemic Recall into Erden early. Like it's really important. Because normally you wanna play into the kind of matchups like short one, so it's gonna be a 2-minute cooldown. So every second Erden you will have double. And stacking them makes you kinda immortal unless you do it too low HP. You are already too low HP, then it's not gonna matter much. But yeah. Also, when you're getting trained, let's say you cannot hex, or your teams have roots already, you should play big wall. Like if you know you're gonna get trained by 2 millies, is play 60% wall. And even if you leave the stand at 20%, you press wall and you heal on 20% with the wall up, and you're not gonna die. Like, trust me, with 60% wall, you literally don't die. More to survive. Try to don't use every cooldown in the same go. So for example, just because you double Erden when you're 20% HP, uh, that's already a lot of cities. Try to don't overlap with a wall and ascendance at the same time because you have already used all your defensives, kinda, and you will only have length. Like sometimes it's actually better to like, okay, you leave this turn at 20%, I'm just gonna press wall only. I'm playing big wall anyway with 60%, I'm gonna be fine. You press wall and it's 2 minutes and guidance because it's their big cities. So that's basically what you should do, you know? Another tip that I give you when you get trained, obviously you have burrow to get away. So it's a 2-minute cooldown. You need to like, for example, let's say you get trained by a DH or by a DK or by, uh, let me think, a red or even a feral, when they pop their big 2-minute cooldown, even if you're not dying, I recommend you to press guidance because you want your guidance to line up with their big pop because this will help you so much on the healing. And why do I say even use it if nobody in your team is dying? Because you want to have them for a second time. So when they pop, when their 2-minute cooldowns are back, you will have guidance back. That means you won't be able to mispress it or you won't be able to use it in between. Because if you use it in between, then when they see this is back, you don't have much use to recover from, you know? So yeah, basically don't panic. Like it is some you know you're gonna get trained plus 60% wall. And when you leave the stand at 20%, you can literally just press wall and don't die. Unless it's a wind walker and it's gonna touch you at 15 and kill you no matter what. But 60% wall is almost impossible to die even if you're 20%. If you do your rotation properly when you're low. So you leave at 20%, you press B wall, guidance, you do one primordial wave into like the guidance NS and you're full speed. Like, Shaman is gonna be really strong now. Anyway, best gun for us Shaman. Demon Hunter Shaman has always been doing good and Demon Hunter got rework and it's really insane. So probably DSD Resto Shaman are gonna be insane. Boomy DS Resto Shaman. Red Warrior Resto Shaman with double legendary weapons for Red and Warrior. I don't know if Double Caster is gonna work with Shaman because Double Caster is probably gonna prefer a Resto Druid. But we'll see. And yeah, for 2v2 just play with a Demon Hunter basically. I actually been playing with Trent today, 2v2. We pumped it a lot. Demon Hunter versus Shaman, and yeah. And Shaman, yeah, it's gonna be even better with the Forset. So we're gonna be talking later. Okay. Common mistakes. Yeah, this is what we talked about it earlier. Mistakes for Shaman. What I said I used now that you guys press too many cities on one go. And that's basically the biggest issue. Like, you need to understand the damage of your enemy and you need to like react properly. Like, you cannot press wall, ascendance, wall, and link the same go. It's just way too many cities, okay? Like if you wall and guidance one go with, let's say, double Erden. So let's say you use double Erden and wall and guidance on the biggest go, that's fine. If you still have link and ascendance, because then the next go in between the 2-minute pop, you will have link and ascendance, so you're not gonna die. If you actually kite properly and you actually like get helped by your teammates, and if you actually play on the pillar and don't die, you know, and don't int. What I said, common mistakes. People press healing tide and leave it in the middle instead of moving it behind the pillar, you know? Like, people have 20 weak auras to kill your totem, and they're gonna have more weak auras to kill your healing streams. So make people life harder. So you know the warrior is gonna leap to kill your healing tide there, root him. Whenever he leaves the root, static fill him so he doesn't move. And whenever he leaves that, you knock him away. You protect your totems all costs if they are trying to like do them. That's one of the mistakes. And the totem positioning, that's what I said with the... Yeah. Another mistakes that I see is like... It happens to everyone. It happens like to me sometimes because I'm too special sometimes. So with totemic projection, totemic recall, you wanna normally Erden and then reset and then Erden. But sometimes you Erden, then you get kinda... your team is in trouble, then you cannot reset, and you by mistake you have to press grounding, then you cannot reset. So you need to watch out. You need to. That's why sometimes it's better to like throw double air than before anything is happening. Not instantly when nothing is happening, but when you know the damage is gonna come, because you need the GCD of Totemic Recall. So you need to be able to like get the GCD off. Okay. What else? And yeah, what I said about moving the totems is really important. Like, for example, you can just put grounding behind and then cast. Or you can just put Tremor behind and then run to the priest as he wants to fear you. And then whenever he goes to kill the thing, you just root him. And then you get away, you know? This kinda small, these people don't do. And they just literally just put totems on the guy's face and they kill it and GG. How to be mana efficient on Shaman? Mana efficient on Shaman is just basically don't overpurge unless you have to, which doesn't happen much often. make sure your totems, you get value from your healing tide, you get value from your healing streams by hiding them, protecting them with your static field, with your roots, your knock, moving them behind the pillar, the mana tide and everything behind the pillar like this. Same with your mana tide. Mana tide is really important to defend at all cost. Mana tide is the only way of like getting mana back on Shaman, so you just literally wait till you have totem, static field totem and root. You just wait till you have it back, and you're knocked too. So you put them behind the pillar, and they will want to kill it. So you just root them. Whenever they break root, you knock them, and then you can static field, and even lasso if needed. You need to protect it at all costs. That's how you be mana efficient. But HPS wise, how you're mana efficient? Don't search unless your team is dead. Don't search. It is better sometimes to take the risk and wave, even though it takes longer cast. But you can free cast. Don't never search. Always wave, healing wave. Okay, that's basically it. How to be mana efficient as well. Is try to like when you know you're gonna get a cast off, try to do it on least life, so you top him, and try to get value of primordial wave. Like, it is really important to be mana efficient. Like, is to get a good primordial wave, because primordial wave it makes your next healing wave like insanely big. So if you top him, let's say it's 20%, and you do a big healing wave now, because you will top him, you save a lot of mana just because you did a good healing wave. But you healing wave just for the Riptide healing, and then you cannot get the healing wave off. You're gonna have to like spend time on doing other globals like Surge, like maybe triple Riptide. You know, even Riptide is not that expensive anymore. But you know, also the biggest problem with mana for Shaman that many people see is that they don't keep their water shell up. Sometimes a pet randomly hit the water shell, or like a melee randomly hit it off, and they don't refresh it. It's important to have a weak aura for that, to have it always up, because it will matter a lot in terms of mana. And as well, you need to get value of Earthen. Like in 3v3, mana matters a lot. In Shuffle, won't matter because you always. You lose before you on Shuffle, can't on Shaman. So you need to get value of your Earthen. So you play on boys with your teammates, you tell them to don't leave the Earthen, otherwise they're gonna die. Also, the more Earthen healing you get, the less you have to heal. So the better mana you will have. That's basically it. Also, how to be more mana efficient on Shaman. Shaman is all about preventing damage. So doing good double Earthens, moving the enemy people on their cities like this, moving them away into root. You can capstan if you want, into lasso, into cast a hex. You have so much aids for the enemies, you know? Like, you need to prevent damage by doing stuff with static field, with lasso, with knock, with hex, double earthen to reduce damage, you know? And then that's when you heal. Like, you don't do any of that, you only try to heal and to heal and to heal and to heal. You're gonna own fast, and nothing is gonna happen. That's why Shaman is one of the hardest healers to play. Because if you only heal and you do nothing, you're never gonna win. Yeah, that's basically it. You can win some games because your team is skilled, but you need to help your team. Like, ace the enemy team and not make the enemy team play. That's basically it. Tier set and embellishments. Let's talk about embellishment first. Embellishments is gonna be the same as last season. What I like to play is precognition, always on Shaman, and in Furious Boots, which is this ones. That every time you like kick, spell, or like apply CC to someone, you get a 10-second buff with main stat. It can happen once every 30 seconds. This is kind of big for someone because you're gonna try to kick all the time. So every 30 seconds, if you kick someone, you're gonna get this buff. It has big uptime. Or like root, or like lasso, or like hex, capstan, you know, stuff like this. You will proc it too, which is big. Even though it has haste, but it's fine to have some haste, as I said. You want to some haste too. And then precognition is basically where when you fake a kick, you're immune to cast, pushback, and CC for like 4 seconds, which is big for someone, especially into warriors, because you can press CR, you can press your kick into reflect to reflect your own kick, so you get precognition yourself. Not many people abuse this, but I do it all the time. It's completely insane. And someone has to cast a lot normally in some matchups, so if you fake a kick, you're literally immune and nobody can do anything about it, you know? And tier set. Tier set Shaman is the only reason why Shaman is gonna be good. Two set basically makes chain heal, healing surge, and healing wave mark their target with Tidal Reservoir, okay? That's basically when you cast a healing surge or healing wave in arena, you will mark the guy. You will mark the guy you heal on. Also, this marks stacks. You can put more marks apparently in the stack. So causing them to receive 15% of all repeated healing to you deal for 15 seconds. So let's say you healing wave the guy for you healing with the guy, okay, and you mark him. So the next, or let's say you do 100k riptide healing on the next 15 seconds, he will get 15k heal from this two-set, which in reality is gonna be like 7.5, so it's gonna be less. It's gonna be 7.5k. But you can stack this. You can like probably like I don't know what is the cap of the stacks, but you can have more stacks, which is kind of good. It's kind of good two-set. But the broken thing about Shaman is the four-set. Four-set riptide healing is increased by 25%, which in arena is 12.5. So your major heal, by the way, is getting buff in arena 12.5% more. It's insane, and this is why I put Shaman on the tier list like so high. Because Shaman, I mean Riptide. When Riptide is OP, Shaman is OP. It's just basically it. And also, Unleash Life got buff, Healing Sim got buff. Like is your top healers got buff this patch, so Shaman is gonna be insane for sure. Also, if Riptide is active on the same target as Tidal Reservoir, so you have Riptide on the guy that you market with the two set, the healing overtime from Riptide will have a 6% chance to create a new Riptide on a nearby ally, aka 3% probably in arena. That is whatever. But the force, the Riptide healing increase is the thing that's gonna make someone OP. Maybe not the best healer, but it's gonna be in the top 3 for sure. Okay, and tips for Reso Summons, just to end the video. As we said, don't overlap all your cities at once. Like we said, it's just better for you to actually, let's say you cannot wall and you're not playing 60% wall and you leave this at 20%. It's better to throw a link than throw in wall and you're like, oh, it's not enough. I have to ascendance. Oh, it's not enough because to sharpen my heals. Or like to stop your heals with something. Oh, I'm gonna have to link anyway. You know, it's better to like link. You are not playing 60% wall than that. So you play 60% wall, you can greed more your 20% HP, you know? Over fake casting. Sometimes on Shaman, so many people, even round 1 Shamans, I see them over faking. Like, they are too scared of getting kicked that at the end of the day, they lost more time faking that if they will have a get kicked. You know? Obviously, sometimes you don't need to tank the kicks. You are really confident at faking, just go for it. I am really confident, so I always try to fake. But I don't over fake for like 7 seconds and then let my teammate die, you know? If I need to cast, I try to go for it. I try to like bait the enemy to like cast to 90%, then I fake cast, I can fake the kick, and then I go for a pre. And then I get pre-kick and then immune, you know? So it just depends on how confident you are, you know? And another, the last tip of the video is like static field totem. So static field totem, many people have been asking me why my static field totem doesn't work and doesn't move people. There is basically 3 reasons. One reason is like they're knock DR from someone, or like I don't know what knocks were there exactly. Your knock doesn't DR it, but sometimes they are DR from something. Okay, that's one. The other one is like because they're rooted. The same second you move them away, if they are rooted, it doesn't work. Okay, because they're rooted on the floor. And the last reason is like because you're moving them too far away, so you cannot move this guy from here to there. You cannot do that, but you can move it from there to, for example, here. You can do that. Okay, you need to know the distance, kinda. Like sometimes I even fail it myself because I move them way too far because I don't control my camera good sometimes, so that's why. But yeah, like, and sometimes as well, you want to move people from this side, okay, to like this side, which is kind of bad. You need to make sure the angle is proper angle to move them. You cannot move this guy from here to here and moving through the pillar. You can do it a little bit, for example, from here. Let's say from here to like here. That's fine, you know, even here, but not completely through the pillar. And this is basically it. Like you can do it like this, hand like this, and the guy will go like this, or even goes through the pillar a little bit there on the corner. But that's it. You need to like practice that stuff, you know. And yeah, guys, I'm sorry for not making the guides more in depth and we're showing you videos and showing you everything on details. The thing is, on the pre-season, I don't have much time to like make put more details into the guide. Whatever, you guys can ask me anything about any class and healer class, especially on my stream every day, or even on my Discord that I will put on the description. And yeah, this is the second guide I'm making. I made Druid yesterday and Shaman today. I'm probably gonna make Monk tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm taking the off stream Sunday, so I will make every single guide. I have Monk, Evoker, Pala, and both pre-specs left. And then on Monday, I will upload every single video. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Whatever you guys need, let me know on the Discord, and I see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye. Peace.